today, retired Air Force Lieutenant General Mike Gould was the keynote speaker at the ceremony in Memorial Park. He talked about what was happening inside the Cheyenne Mountain Operations Center, where he served as commander on 9/11.
The activities inside that mountain with our Cold War thinking had led us to build checklist procedures to respond to an air attack involving Russian bombers coming over the north. And as you might imagine, those checklists led to initiating certain retaliatory actions which simply weren't appropriate in this situation, for these attackers left no return address. Well, thankfully, a quick-thinking command director, Colonel Scott Norwood of the Air Force, stopped the checklist execution before we took any regrettable steps.
He talked about the need to remember that day and the Colorado Springs man determined to make sure we don't. Don Addy helped bring 6 steel beams from the 2 towers that fell to help create 9/11 memorial sites across El Paso County. I visited each site with him this week to see the detail put into each one.
This steel beam once stood at the World Trade Center in New York City, tall and proud with others like it. Now it stands here, tarnished and bent, but unbroken.
As Don Addy reads the words on the 9/11 memorial just outside Gate 1 at Fort Carson, he acknowledges another important memorial is just steps away.
There are all these granite slabs with names of people who died serving while deployed. So this is a perfect spot for this because it's that event that triggered that Operation Iraqi Freedom that caused people to go fight for our nation.
That call to serve was the inspiration behind Addy's determination to bring permanent reminders of what happened that day to southern Colorado. He says in 2009, the commander of the 2nd Brigade Combat Team of the 4th ID at Fort Carson told him 9/11 did not have the same impact on his young soldiers as it did on older citizens.
Colonel Kievenaar, who was a friend, said, "Boy, I wish I had some way to tell my troops about what happened." So they're all young. They didn't know. And he introduced me to the people in New York, and that's one thing led to another.
Addy traveled to New York, where steel salvaged from the World Trade Center was stored in hangars at John F. Kennedy Airport.
This was one of the things laying on the floor.
The goal was to use the items to create memorials to the victims of 9/11. Addy chose 6 beams to bring back. This one is behind the gates at Cheyenne Mountain Space Force Station. Do you remember why you picked this one, Doug?
Because it's so ugly, and it's so big, and it's so it communicates so much about what happened.
The other 4 beams are at the Air Force Academy, Schriever and Peterson Space Force bases, and UCCS.
What a beautiful design that they came up with.
Each design choice intentional. UCCS engineering students position the memorial displayed at their school to face directly towards the other one they designed at Cheyenne Mountain. There, the base of the memorial is shaped like the Pentagon. On that base are words from President George W. Bush as he addressed the nation shortly after the attacks, vowing to bring justice to the victims through a war on terror.
We will not tire, we will not falter, we will not fail.
Head up!
Cadets at the Air Force Academy are reminded daily of the tragedy as they march past this twisted steel beam centered between 2 granite rocks.
The symbology, that's important. You know, the 2 towers, and between them is the beam. Just remembering the destruction.
The memorial funded in part by the class of 1976 with the words, "We remember," and the 3 crash sites etched into the Pentagon-shaped base.
This was dedicated in May of 2010 by General Renuart, who was the commander at the time. He was heavily involved in the Iraq War.
At Peterson, now the home of NORAD and U.S. Northern Command.
NORTHCOM didn't exist until after 9/11, and it's a combatant command that protects North America, along with NORAD, North American Aero Defense Command.
The base of the display is shaped like the Pentagon, too, filled with soil from one of the crash sites.
Dirt inside comes from Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where Flight 93 went down.
Those flight paths, part of the display at Schriever.
This represents Long Island and New York City, where the Twin Towers were. This is the Potomac and the area around Washington, D.C., and that is western Pennsylvania.
Details Addie hopes will help remind people of the day that changed America forever.
Because we got to remember this. We just can never forget this.
So what about access to these memorials? The only ones the public can easily access are the displays at UCCS and outside Gate 1 of Fort Carson. The others do require security clearances. We had media escorts to each of those locations. Addie has created a full timeline of each step in building the memorials in our area. We have it linked to this story at KOAA.com.